Oh, we're on the road here, passing through Itabarai Pachecos, heading to Saquarema, right? And we're going to do a vigil soon. Here they have shrimp pastries with real shrimp, right? That's how it is, right? A shrimp pastry needs shrimp. So I asked Giovanni, who's the owner here, what the secret was. Then he said that there are some pastries out there that have shrimp cream, but here they have real shrimp inside the shrimp filling. We stopped, had a little pastry, and came over here. Look, this is Giovanni. He already explained to us that the shrimp pastry really has shrimp in it. It's not shrimp cream, no. And then we were asking because sometimes in this area some luminous phenomenon appears like a ball of fire, that kind of thing. We even interviewed Daniel from a farm here and he told us some stories. And now we're talking to Raquel, right? Raquel, she fries the pastries here. Hey, Raquel, come here for a second. She doesn't want to talk. She's shy. But I'll tell you, just stay here by my side. Just stay here next to me. What did she tell us? That over there on that little hill behind the establishment, she, along with another person, saw a ball of fire. On a day when it was cloudy, it was raining, kind of cold, and there was no way there could be a ball of fire there. Something burning because the weather wasn't right for that. And as she said, it was kind of landed, it was at ground level. It's probably one of those fireballs that people have been reporting here in Pachecos, right? So Pachecos is on the route of unidentified flying objects. Thanks, Raquel. Look, it's already night. We're here at Ponta Negra keeping watch, right? We've been here for a while now. We went to the other end of the beach over there because we saw some strange lights. And right at the beginning here, we saw a light in the sky above Sirius, which soon disappeared, right? It appeared, started to shine like Sirius, and then it faded away. Margarete managed to film that light, right? But the interesting thing was that on the other side, we started to see some small lights near the rocks over there on the hill. In fact, we're going to come back here probably on Wednesday to take a look at the place. We went over there, looked, and the lights vanished. Right, Tiago? Tell us about it. And it seems like you saw a red light too, right?
Yeah, it was really strange because between that light that was below Sirius, later during the day, you'll see that we're going to try to capture it during the day so you can see what it's like. This part of the mountain is black. It's just rock, dark rock. That's actually where the name Ponta Negra comes from. While people here were looking at this strange thing that was appearing in the sky right below Sirius, I saw them focusing, but I looked in another direction and saw a very faint red light. And here's the thing, we look over here, see the direction of Saquarema, and see the cars, right, leaving. It wasn't related, since the area is closed off and cars can't pass. So it couldn't have been a car's taillight. It's still not contained, right? It expands, and there it was a very contained light. It was one. Once it lit up, stopped, and came back. And I was looking over there, thinking that what you guys were capturing on film was exactly that, but it wasn't. When it went out and I realized you guys were looking up, then I looked up and followed along with you. I even saw the moment when it flickered, then it came back once more and went out for good. Later, clouds passed and Sirius vanished, right? But the real mystery was that light below. That Edison Boaventura used a
laser,
and kept interacting. Very weird. And I
pointed the laser at the object. And it would increase the brightness like this, right? But we said, hey, could it be a boat? Could it be something else? But when we arrived, nothing was there, right? So And there's no way it could be something normal, right? Was it? Then we wondered if it could be a probe or something similar, right? Tiffany, what?
Did you think it was strange? There were two lights, it was oscillating, and when you pointed the laser at it, it interacted with you. To me, it was a probe or craft. They were hiding in the bushes in the dark. I found it really strange.
Then the weird thing is that we ended up going there, right? Then when we were almost there, we felt like a heat, right? Margarete felt heat in her nostrils. I felt it on my face. It was strange since it's cold here, right? We are, right? We also smelled a strange perfume.
That perfume. Me in particular, since I was so focused, I didn't really pay much attention. But the people here smelled that perfume like it was a perfume. How do you say it, Margaret? A processed perfume, right? An air perfume. Yeah, a processed perfume. Yeah, it's not from
From a plant, a tree, or a flower, right? Not the lady of the night. This was something else.
It seemed like those cologne perfumes, you know. Afterwards, I really started to feel it. I was so obsessed with that thing. Then I told you guys, watch, I'm going to take a shot, right? You guys can take a look.
So you can see the place we're going to turn there, right? And it's going to get all dark, isn't it? And then there are some lights up ahead, which are actually houses, but to the right side, it's all forest. It's dark. There's nothing there. And that's where the lights were concentrated just a little while ago.
To get access to those houses over there, which I think are houses, right? The road is on the other side of the mountain.
Exactly. To get to the houses, you have to come from the other side. There's no road. Nothing goes through that place. Well, we're going to stay here a little longer, right? We'll keep watch. If anything else shows up, we'll show it to you there. In the car, right? We just pretty much finished the watch for today, and it ended on a high note, didn't it? Margaret saw a strange red light coming from the direction of Saquarema, heading toward Itaboraí, and it passed by us, right? We managed to film it a long time ago. When it passed close by here, there was no noise, right? Tiago, can you film him here? Oh,
What's happening? The light appeared on this side. Let's put it on this side. It's Saquarema. The only higher light is the church of Saquarema, located on the hill, with its highest point being a cross. We saw a small white light high up and visible from far away. This time the light was red and seemed to come from above the church, and it kept rising and came toward us, and it passed by us. We wondered if it was a helicopter or something, but it made no sound, just the sea. We stayed quiet to listen for any other noise. When the light passed in front of us, and it was more or less about a kilometer away, right, Edson? More or less, like maybe even less than a kilometer, right? I know the light got much stronger. Then it went toward those rocks at the end of the beach here and went down behind them. And it was simply incredible. And soon after we had that other sighting, right after we had that other sighting, what was most impressive and
it was like that, really surreal, right? You guys will see the footage there. And the object, it was pulsing, right? It was a very bright red and it was pulsing without any sound. If it were a drone or something, you would see other signal lights, which it didn't have. It wasn't a helicopter, it wasn't a plane, right? I don't know what that was. I can only explain it as a real unidentified flying object, you know? And the thing came down in the same direction where we had already seen other unidentified flying objects. Here in Ponta Negra, which is a place that in the past, you know? In October of '79, there was the famous case of Luli Oswald, an abduction where she and another colleague of hers, a young man, were abducted here in Ponta Negra. If in fact this is an authentic, unidentified flying object phenomenon, the phenomenon continues to manifest here in the region even today. We're going to come back here to do more investigations, and we're even thinking about doing more vigils. So stay tuned. We'll bring everything to you firsthand. Thanks. So we're leaving now. Thanks. We're back here at Ponta Negra Beach. We're right in the corner. Monday night we held a vigil here, and we saw some objects in that direction up here on the hill. There was an object that came from the other side, from Saquarema, passed in front of us, and then went down over there on that hill. And then we came here during the day just to see what the layout of this hill was like, right? If there was any house there on the rocks. We also saw some whitish objects. Tiago is here with me, and Tiffany is here too. And Tiago also saw something red, right? That was in that position. So what are we seeing here, right? During the day, there was no way you could have someone there, a boat or anything like that. Because it's a rocky shore, and look how the waves hit, right? Isn't that it?
Exactly. You might think it's car lights, but guys, it's just rocks. It's a cliff, you know? There's no way, since we've been coming here for many years, that day I said, guys, there's no way a car could get through. At most, there are houses up there, at that point, houses, right? But there's no access through here or any way for a car to pass. The only way for a car is right here where we parked. And it only goes up to half the beach because there's a house over there, right? Anyway, there are people living there. But it was really strange because that light above and the one I saw, the one that was below Sirius, more or less in that direction. And the one I saw, basically, which is in the direction of Edison, at the beginning of those stones there, the less dark ones, basically, which is right in that direction, really right in that direction.
We're going to head over there now to that point to take a better look. Let's film a little over there. And later tonight, we'll be here at some point keeping watch again, right? If anything shows up, we'll show it to you guys. But Monday was already surreal, right? Because that red object, we checked it on flight radar. We checked to see if it was, for example, some drone. We talked to the people, even those who launch balloons nearby. And they said, look, there weren't any balloons around here. No type of balloon was launched. So we made sure it's to find out if there was anything conventional, natural, but there wasn't. So, in fact, what we saw here was an unidentified flying object, right? In this region, where there have already been abductions in the past, where there are sightings. So, keep following us. Now we're going to head up there. The Vigil, held on May 21, 2025. Last night she had, well, little success. Compared to the one we did on Monday, right? Yesterday, only one luminous object appeared, very faint, kind of whitish, that kept making some erratic movements, right? It was seen by the whole group, right? There were 5 of us there at that moment, right? Later, another member joined us for the vigil, but unfortunately we didn't have it like that. We didn't have such a clear view, right? To be able to say, oh really, that's an unidentified flying object. It was a luminous object making some erratic movements. Sometimes it would go up, down, right? It would go one way, then the other, you know? And we grabbed the laser, tried to focus it on it. Since it was really far away, it wasn't possible to film this luminous object in the sky, right? The objects that were closer to the sea, the ones we saw on Monday during the first watch we did at Ponta Negra, we were sure about those, right? On the second watch. And because I visited that place during the day, I saw that they were fishermen on the rocky shore. So they weren't UFOs. Now, the red object that was sighted and filmed, that one is indeed an authentic, unidentified flying object. And also the whitish object that was seen below the star. Sirius, which then shifted right. These two objects are actually unknown luminous devices that appeared during the first vigil. So just to give some context about what happened during the second vigil,